Hey everyone, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, family. Good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, TikTok and Instagram. Good morning, everyone. What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. Yo, it is raining here, or it's gloomy here in Atlanta. I love sunny days. But today I'm going to get my hair done with D at Golden Strands of Atlanta. I'm real excited. Good morning. How did y'all sleep last night? Hi, Archie K Inner Circle. What's up, family? Good morning. Let me see. Oh, y'all coming in. Y'all come in and say hey to your besties. Come in and say, good morning, besties. Good morning. Good morning, besties. Hi, everyone. Y'all, usually when I get up in the morning, so y'all know I do fasting a lot, and I usually have a lot of, oh, I'm praying for you, Tanya. Hey, sweet Keena. Keena, how's your daddy? Me too, Tanya. So y'all listen, so I watched Golden Bachelorette last night. Y'all watch it? Y'all, is it not crazy when you start getting older? Like, why am I watching Golden Bachelorette? Like, I love that show. Like, I love it. I love the show because it's all these older men and they love each other. Like, it's just the nicest. I think Golden Bachelor is more, they tongue in each other and, you know what I'm saying? But the older ones they're just so kind and loving. And all you women out there that say there ain't no good men left. Oh, welcome, Childeria 6981. Good morning. Hey, Pastor Charlene. Y'all, thank you to all my moderators that are on here with me. I love you guys. You watch Love is Blind. I did not like Love is Blind. So, y'all, I watch a few trash TVs, and they're not really trash TVs. I am very, very careful what I put in my spirit. Like, I don't watch. Y'all remember that show that came out and it was like that woman that was possessed and everybody was watching it? I was like, I'm not watching that movie. I guess she started speaking in tongues or something in the middle of it. I was like, I don't care if she's speaking in tongues. All I see is devils. You know what I'm saying? Like she was, remember, it was Deliverance, I think was the name of it. And everybody was watching it. And I was like, I ain't watching that. I'm very careful what I put in my spirit. They're nowhere they can find me. Yeah, but you got to get out of your house to find one. Y'all can't be thinking they're going to come break in your house and find you. They're not going to. I would have never met Angelo. Do I have a little eyeshadow or something right there? I would have never met Angelo if I wouldn't have been so cute at a restaurant. Oh, thank you. Oh, it must be bald. I might have a filter on. Let me see. Yeah, that looks like a filter. I ain't got that. No, I ain't got blush on like that. Oh, there it goes. I think, yeah, there was a filter on. I was like, my blush don't look like that. Y'all know I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't wear a lot of makeup because, you know, I'm white and white people melt. And when you have a little bit white, when you're white, if you put real thick foundation on, it goes in your wrinkles. and it makes your wrinkles like more prevalent. I swear, I think I got something right there. So I don't wear a whole lot of makeup because of that. But y'all listen to me. So I've been taking that. Remember, I've been putting that. I've been putting this in my coffee. Y'all look. Y'all know I've been putting this in my coffee. Remember when I started this? Y'all told me to start putting this in my coffee, so I've been putting this in my coffee. Yo, I think it's working. I think it's working. I promise y'all, I think it's working. Like when I look in the mirror, I'm like, I think it's working. I think it's making my wrinkles fill out. I put 2 scoops of this in my coffee religiously. First thing in the morning. That's what it is. You can get it on Amazon. It's in my Amazon store too. Y'all know I got a Real Talk Kim Amazon store. I got these earrings and everything in my Amazon store. And so I think it's working. I looked in the mirror the other day and I was like, now I went and got about 3 months ago. There's something right there. I just see it, but I can't see it. I see it, but I can't see it. You can't taste it. You can't taste it. So y'all know I fast, and I usually don't eat until about 12 o'clock. But how about today I woke up and ate a protein bar. I feel so heavy this morning because I ate too early. I don't even know why I got up and ate a protein bar. But I promise you this stuff's working. I mean, look at me on Facebook. Like there's no filter. I'm glowing. No, I went and got Sculptra with Lisa at Atlanta, Absolute Healthcare of Atlanta. And I've been with her for years. And she did Sculpta in my face. So basically what she did was she went in and stirred up the collagen in my face. And you don't see immediate results, but over time it builds back up your collagen. And so maybe that's working now. But baby, I think this stuff's working. I'm waiting for it to work on the other parts of my body. Yo, becoming seasoned. I'm 52 years old. Becoming seasoned. What? It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Y'all listen to me. This is why you can't be angry. This is why I get on here every morning at 8 a.m. and I'm talking to y'all about letting stuff go. You can't walk around with anger. Y'all know when y'all walk around with anger, you walk around with it. And it's like you're mean mug. And you're mean mugging everybody. Because you're mad. Because that person walked out of your life or somebody's talking about you. And I also use Tanya's stuff. Y'all know Tanya, my girl on here that's always sending y'all the health, the detox tea and all that kind of stuff. She's got me on some stuff too. And so I'm doing stuff. Like I'm putting healthy stuff in my body. Like y'all, I'm very careful. I don't eat ho-hos. I don't eat sweets. I don't eat a lot of sugar. It ain't worth it. Y'all know what I tell myself? Let me tell y'all. I tell myself this. I'm going to eat this cheesecake, and in 2 minutes, it's gone. And I'm going to look like I had a hailstorm on my legs. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I would rather walk away or not put it in my house than have to fight against the urge. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm 52 years old. I have to help God help me. 2 minutes on the lips isn't worth forever on the hips. Come on, I love that. It just ain't worth it. So y'all know what I do. I chew gum all the time. So we're going to start a new weight loss. Y'all know we were on Droptober in October. Happy birthday, Lavette. Thank you, Apostle Lucy. Trying to keep up with you. How old are you, Apostle Lucy? Aren't you in your 40s? I know it, y'all. I'm 52. I'm in the 52 club. Angelo's 57. He hates when I tell y'all his age. Yo, I was listening to somebody on Instagram yesterday, and somebody asked them what their age was, and they said eternity. They said, how old are you? He said, eternity, years old. You're 48, Apostle. You look great. I am totally going to use that. I don't really care if people know my age. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all listen, I was pushing 199. I was pushing 199 4 years ago. And I went on a intermittent fasting. You know, Angela fights me on our podcast. P.S. Y'all, we just dropped a new podcast called Kissing Frogs. So go to YouTube or go to anywhere you listen to podcasts and go listen to our new podcast. It's called Kissing Frogs. It's so good. I'm revamping my podcast for January. It's gonna be great. I'm revamping all of it. I'm gonna invite some people in. Kim, you in the Baddies Club? Am I in the Baddies Club? Somebody said, "Is your teeth veneered?" They are. Do y'all remember when I got my teeth veneered? Do y'all remember that? How many of y'all are OGs with me? You've been with me for a really long time. Do y'all remember when I guess it was like 6 years ago, and I was headed to preach in Australia? I was going to Australia to preach, then I was going to Tennessee. I was going to 5 different places in a week. Y'all remember? Your device is rattling on TikTok. Okay. Let me fix this for TikTok. I fix it. Thank you, Valley. My assistant's the bomb. Do y'all remember I was going to preach I was 5 states in 5 days, and I was running out of my house, and I fell. And I fell and hit my tooth. Do y'all remember that? And I'm not even kidding. Like, my pastor friends, I still went on live every day. I had the blonde mohawk, and that was when I weighed 199. And 199, y'all, was fluffy. I just wore a whole bunch of layers so you couldn't see that I was fluffy. And so I fell and hit my tooth. And by the time I landed in Australia, I had a gap. Y'all, when I tell you, I freaked out. By the time I got to Australia, my inside of my mouth was black, and this tooth was hanging. So I proceeded to go and get rubber bands, rubber bands, and I put it around my 2 teeth because I was all the way in Australia. So I continued to get on all my lives, because remember I was doing my lives still. I'm very consistent, P.S. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, Pastor Kim, what happened? Pastor Kim, what happened? What happened? What happened to you, Pastor Kim? What is going on?" And I was just like, "Oh my gosh." I was in Melbourne. Y'all, when I tell you, I was in California preaching. I probably preached the worst sermons I've ever preached in my life. I think I was at the Crabs Church. I'll never forget it. I was at the Crabs Church. I was at a friend's church in California. Then I was at City something in Australia. I was at all these different places, and I had fallen, and I was in so much pain. And I was so afraid that when I was preaching, this tooth was going to fly out of my mouth. Y'all, it was like a freak accident. It was horrible. And so as soon as I got back home, I had to preach 5 different times in 5 different states. I'm telling y'all, it looked like I had been beat up. And all my mouth was black and blue. This tooth was hanging. It's as bad as I'm explaining. I had a huge gap in my tooth. And so all of a sudden, when I get home, I was scared because I didn't know what they were going to do. And I just played it off in all the places that I was preaching. I was all by myself. I was traveling by myself. And when I tell you, I don't even remember what I preached. I know God wasn't in any of it. I was so worried about losing my tooth. I was so worried about my mouth. And I just winged it. And I came home and went to Great Expressions. Great Expressions did 2 root canals on a tooth that's hanging out of my mouth. Put a stupid rubber retainer that was not even see-through. I paid $495 for it. It wouldn't even stay in my mouth. And they just sent me on my way. Everybody was like, baby, I would have canceled. I can't, y'all. My yes is yes and my no is no. Unless I am dying, I'm going to show up where I'm supposed to be showing up. And then when I got home, I knew I probably broke my jaw or something because it was so bad. And so Great Expressions couldn't do anything for me. They just sent me on my way. And so I called Dr. Heavenly. I remember I picked up, and I'm the kind of friend that if I have celebrity friends or I have friends in high places, I'm not gonna be called I'm not gonna send my book to a bunch of people with huge followings because I probably need to get better at this. But I'm not gonna use your platforms. I'm not gonna make you feel used. But I was so desperate that I picked up the phone and called Dr. Heavenly. And I said, Dr. Heavenly, I think I broke my jaw. That woman opened her office for me. It was during pandemic. She opened her office for me. When I went in, she said, baby girl, that tooth's got to come out. I was like, what? She ended up fixing it. She ended up pulling all my wisdom teeth out. I didn't even know she was pulling my wisdom teeth out. That's how good she was. Like, I couldn't even feel her removing my wisdom teeth. She did all of this in one day. And I walked out of that dentist looking like a freaking rock star. But that's when I got veneers. Yo, but by the time she was done with me, all 4 of my wisdom teeth had been extracted out of my mouth. I literally was beautiful whites, beautiful temporaries. And of course I was desperate. So I was just like, do my whole mouth. Because I was scared to death of the dentist. I was scared to death of the dentist, but now I'm not scared of the dentist anymore. So really, me falling forced me to do the best thing that I've ever done in my life, which was get veneers. So when I'm in my casket dead, I'm gonna be like this. Because my teeth are gonna be so white. Okay, y'all, remember, we're calling November Nowvember. Nowvember. So we dropped a new podcast today, right? We dropped a new podcast today called Kissing Frogs. All right. So this is just hope for all of you. Yo, I still preached with that tooth hanging. Yo, I promised the Lord I looked like somebody beat the tar out of me. It was horrible. I had rubber bands because y'all know I'm a fix-it kind of girl. My friends, my pastor friends were calling saying, good Lord, what in the world happened to you? They were making, like I'm telling y'all, they were like, girl, you look horrible. You need to go into hiding till you get your teeth fixed. I was like, the devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. I'm not going into hiding. Y'all know what else? Whenever I went on y'all remember I got on the cancel culture? Remember when I got on the cancel culture? I accidentally actually I am the queen of support. I'm the queen that is not afraid of anybody elevating higher than me. So I share all my information. I'm the type of person that I'm that's who I am. And I got on the cancel culture. And so I got on the cancel culture, and one of my friends said, just go into hiding. Just go into hiding for about a week and let some more news come out and it'll override you. And I was like, the devil is a lie. I'm not going into hiding. I'm not going to let the devil win. I know my heart. God knows my heart. You hear me? And then another time when I went through my divorce, remember I went through my divorce 6 years ago, and everybody was like, go into hiding. Just let the news, because remember it was all over the news. Y'all remember it was all over social media? Like I found out that I was going through divorce with y'all. I didn't even know. I was in Arizona, I was in Mississippi preaching, and I wake up to a phone call. And one of my phone calls said, Kimberly, we are so sorry. I'm like, you're so sorry for what? They said, you hadn't seen social media. And I'm like, no, what? They said, you need to go read social media. And so I went on social media and found out at that moment what was going on in my own life. Bet you I'm present now. I bet you I don't let ministry take over now. I was so busy, addicted to ambition, that I had allowed the devil to creep into my life. I had allowed the enemy remember I talked to you about the little foxes that spoil the vines? Yeah. And so when that happened, I remember everybody was like, go into hiding. You just need to go into hiding. Just go quiet. People forget about it. I was like, the devil is a lie. I'm not not letting the devil shut me down. No, 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 no. And I kept preaching. I never made one statement. Y'all remember that? Y'all, this is bothering me. There's something on my eye. I don't know what it is, but it looks black. I was like, I ain't going into hiding. God knows my heart. I'm not going to, what if what you're walking through right now and the shame that you feel right now from the situation that you're walking in is making you lose who you are? Thank you, Jamie Santana. It's making you lose who you are and you're embarrassed about it. You're embarrassed about it. And so now you're literally quiet and going into hiding because you're embarrassed of a bunch of people that don't even pay your rent. You are letting a whole bunch of people gossiping about you stop you. Shoot. Here's what I realize. I know for a fact that when the enemy is fighting you, even if it's your own choices, even if you made the wrong choice, a lot of times we blame everything on God, but it's really our choices. And so I never consulted God on any of my relationships, not until this one. And look how beautiful my relationship with Angelo is. Look at our marriage. It is so different, but it's because I was healed. But I'm not going to allow I'm not going to allow the enemy to make me go into hiding because of something in my past. It is what it is, but I'm going to use it. What is tea to them is a testimony for you. Your testimony. Remember on Monday, we said, this is my story. This is my story. Why are you wasting your hell? Because if you're afraid people ain't going to like you. Who cares if people don't like you? Who cares if people talk about you? Who cares if that church kicked you out because of something you did? Go to another church and you be one of the biggest soul winners at that church. Go hold the door at that next church. Go clean the toilets at that next church. Go get in the youth department at that next church. Don't you sit at your house in hiding because some Christian kicked you out, because a bunch of Christians got on and talked about you. Stop it. It is what it is, but it's what you make of it. Don't you go into hiding. Don't you get quiet. Who cares if you did it? Get better. Let people watch you elevate from your mess. Let people watch God turn a message into your mess. You hear me? Do whatever you got to do, but let the devil know you have messed with the wrong person. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was nay-naying on a bar instead of praying. Yeah, I've been married 10 times. Yeah, I've got 5 kids with 5 different baby daddy. And God will always have an and after this. You are the one that stops yourself. You are the one that allows a bunch of miserable people that ain't got nothing better to do but sit up and judge you, stop you. Yeah, you're becoming just like them. Yep, I said it. You're becoming just like them. The enemy used them as employees in your life, and you let them win. You let your ex-mother-in-law win. You let your ex-husband win. You let your ex-wife win. You let your ex-boss win. You won't even tell the stories. Y'all, I tell y'all everything. I tell y'all everything. You know why? Because it's my message. It's my story. It's what made me who I am. Why am I going to allow the season that embarrassed me? So was I embarrassed? Heck yeah. Was I humiliated? Heck yeah. Did I feel desperate in those seasons? Yes. But me sitting in my room eating ho-hos and scratching my behind sure wasn't helping nothing. Did I feel sorry for myself? Yes. Did I question God in some of the seasons? Yes. But you know what I realized? That greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Like, I got something the enemy don't like. Why? I tell y'all this all the time. Thieves don't rob empty vaults. The enemy ain't fighting you. You know why? You know why some of y'all, you just perpetually going in the same cycle? Because you won't get up and just go. You run in your mouth. Yo, I always ask God. This is why I don't make political, but my job is not a political person, okay? And none of y'all gonna bully me into talking about politics ever. All you gotta do is push that unfollow button if you don't like the way God flows through me. But when I tell you, if you don't know who you are, you will allow people to bully you. And when you start becoming them, you lose your oil. When you start letting people bully you and you start letting people make you feel like you're less than, and you start becoming exactly what they say you are, yo, I told you this on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You don't have the right to run your mouth. Shh. You don't have the right. You got too much in you. Somebody said I look like Celine Dion. It's the nose. So y'all know we've been in, this whole month, we're calling it Nowvember. Thanks to Tanya, Nowvember. Nowvember. And so remember we broke down November. The N means new beginnings. The O means opportunities. The V means victory. The E means exploration. We're going to get out of the boat. We're going to do some things that we were scared to do. We ain't got nothing to lose, right? All we do is fall. And if we fall, who cares? Get back up again, right? So new beginnings, opportunities, victories, exploration, mindfulness. Mindfulness is M, and B is breakthroughs, and E is exciting news is coming this month, and R is for rewards. All right, so that is our breakdown for November. Now, at the top of your journals, I want you to write, what is the source? What is the source? What is the source? What is the source? You fall, get back up again. That's right. It's a story in the making. Everybody's got a story, but yours is a bestseller. And the more oppression you feel, the more depression you feel, is the enemy trying to get you to stay stuck. Yeah, right? Trust me and you looking like Celine Dion. So y'all, listen, we're going to go to Hebrews 12:15, and then I want to go to Genesis 27:35. Let's go to Genesis 27:35 first, out of the Amplified. Okay, y'all ready for this? It says, Isaac said, your brother came with crafty, cunning, and treacherous deceit and has taken your blessing. All right? Genesis 27:35. It says, Isaac said, your brother came with crafty, cunning, and treacherous deceit and has taken your blessing. So in Genesis 27, I want you to write, what is your source at the top of your journal today? In Genesis 27, Jacob deceived his father into giving him the family blessing rather than his brother. We've just been talking about this for the last 30 minutes. The scripture's giving you hope, right? I'll put it in my title of the video, sis. In Genesis 27, which is the scripture we just read, Jacob deceived his father into giving him the family blessing rather than his brother Esau. So Jacob was dishonest and a deceiver. Watch this, because you got some of these people in your life. So Jacob was dishonest and a deceiver, and some of y'all this person. Don't get it twisted. Some of y'all this person. I'm talking to some of the culprits in here. But God can change it. God can change you. So Jacob, some of y'all would step on people's. You're such opportunist. There's some of y'all, the reason you're not blessed is because you're an opportunist. Yeah. You will step on anybody to get to the top. And whatever you get by being deceitful, you have to keep being deceitful to keep it. And guess what? That's why when you try to steal someone else's spouse, your life with that other person's going to be miserable. Because God will never, ever, ever, ever give you someone else's spouse. It's not, he's not going to do it. So when you have a corrupt heart and you are messy, oh no, I just lost Instagram. Hold on. Let them come back on. Sorry, y'all, I don't know what happened. So in this scripture in Genesis 27:35, Isaac said, your brother came with crafty, cunning, and treacherous deceit and has taken your blessing. All right? So in this scripture, We're talking about Jacob. Jacob deceived his father into giving him the family blessing rather than his brother. Esau, Jacob was dishonest and a deceiver, and his mother Rebecca was also a deceiver. Hello, generational curses. So Jacob deceived his brother. Let's get this right. Y'all are back. Jacob deceived his father, right? Jacob and Esau were brothers. And Esau was supposed to get his father's blessings, his birthright. Well, because Jacob was a deceiver, he went and deceived his father into giving him the family blessing rather than his brother Esau. Jacob was dishonest and a deceiver. But guess what? His mother, Rebecca, she was a deceiver. She was dishonest. She was a deceiver. And guess what else? It didn't stop there. Jacob was the deceiver. His mother was a deceiver. And his uncle, Laban, was dishonest and a deceiver. It was a generational curse. Yeah, I'm on YouTube too. My YouTube channel is Real Talk Kim. I go live on there every day as well, and Facebook, and TikTok. And so Rebecca was also a deceiver. It didn't stop there. Jacob's uncle Laban was dishonest in his business dealings and tricked Jacob into marrying his daughter Leah. Y'all remember? Listen, hold on one second. Y'all know I should put my glasses on. Hold on, I should put my glasses on. Jacob's uncle Laban was dishonest in his blessings, in his business dealings, and tricked Jacob into marrying his daughter Leah. Notice how that same spirit of deceit and manipulation and dishonesty traveled through the family line. This is why I keep telling y'all, you gotta get it together. I got it from Amazon, sis. A lot of trickery, a lot of messiness. Remember, he tricked Jacob into marrying Leah. Remember, he tricked Jacob into marrying his daughter Leah. Notice how that spirit of deceit and manipulation and dishonesty traveled through the family line. That was not a coincidence. That was a spirit that kept getting passed down into family. Yeah. It's good to ask yourself today, what's your source? It's like a soap opera. There are a lot of stories in the Bible that could be soap operas. And I love reading them because it shows you that no matter where you are in your life, that you can you can pivot. So it's good to ask yourself, why do I struggle in this area? So at the top of your journal today, you're writing, how do you get rid of generational curses? You stop partaking in them. So if you have an alcohol problem, the generational curse is broken because you stop going to the liquor store. You just make up in your mind, I refuse to be a drunk and I refuse to lose my life. That's how you do it. You want to break that trifling, your daddy was a Rolling Stone and now you a Rolling Stone. And you want to break that spirit? Stop cheating. Stop slipping in people's DMs. That ain't your spouse. Stop looking at half-naked women. Stop allowing that man at work to hit on you and buy you coffee and you laugh at him. Stop. That's how you break generational curses. You say no. And the more time you say no, you hear that? The more time you say no, the easier it is to break those patterns. So it's good to ask yourself this. It's generational curses, but you got to break the generational curse. You got to make up in your mind. I refuse to allow my kids to become an alcoholic because alcoholism runs in my family. I refuse to allow my kids to walk through divorces like I did. I broke that mess. I began to pray 6 years ago, God, bring someone in my life so my kids can see what a healthy marriage looks like. So my kids can see me love like a woman. That my kids can see a strong man that loves and honors their mother. I began to pray that, but you know what else that meant? I couldn't hang out with Rolling Stones. I couldn't keep going out with people. that couldn't step up to the plate and be an example for my son. I couldn't just allow that person that I've been dating for 3 years and all of a sudden marry them when for 3 years they showed me no. They couldn't even plan a date, and you want them to help plan your life? And so I had to get to a place where I said no more, right? So it's so good to ask yourself, why do I struggle in this area? Why am I drawn to compromise? Why am I drawn to addiction? Why am I drawn to manipulation? Why does everybody come to me for gossip? Why am I on everyone's post running my mouth? Why am I building my platform off of other people's drama? Why can't I keep any staff? Why can't I keep any friends? Yo, it's not because everybody's jealous of you. Women, men are not jealous of your success. It's because you're mean. It's because you degrade them. It's because you let them know I'm the moneymaker. The reason you ain't got no friends is because you're mean to them. You use people. It's not because you're a billionaire. Baby, it is cold. It is getting cold outside. That Birkin bag is not going to keep you warm. And so you have to ask yourself, why am I drawn to this? If God built us for relationships, why can't I keep a relationship? I used to be this girl. That's why I can talk about it. Everybody's jealous of me. I'm just a boss. I didn't have one friend. If I would have died, nobody would have come to my funeral. If I would have died, I would not have had a Facebook memorial Facebook page. Why? Because I was lying to myself. I wasn't lying to myself, and neither are y'all. You know for a fact it's you. But you need to change that. You have to change it. You got to take a self-assessment. You got to ask yourself that today. Why am I drawn to compromise? Why am I an opportunist? Why am I using all my friends? Why am I kissing up to everybody? Why am I acting like I'm someone's friend when I'm over here paddling with one row and drilling holes with the next? Why do I want to talk about people that help me? Why when I leave every place do I have to degrade everybody that once helped me? Because baby, you're going to reap what you sow. Why do I get mad when Pastor Kim tells me reality? Why does it step on my toes? Why do I feel attacked? And then say, God, I want to fix this. God can't heal what you won't reveal. Yo, I believe it is reality for you to lie to yourself sometimes and start telling yourself stuff to make you feel better. But this week we are talking about this is my story. This is my story. I am proud of the things in my life that made me who I am. Am I proud of that divorce? No. Am I proud of those divorces? No. Am I proud that I was an alcoholic or a drug addict and I lost my entire family? No. Am I so sad that I'm a daddy to 4 kids and I haven't seen them in 10 years? No. Am I sad that my kids see me as a messy, messy woman? No. So I got to change it. I got to fix it. Do I want my kids to see me in bed every day? I go to work, I come home, I get in my bed, my house is a mess. They see me as depressed. All they know me as is screaming and yelling. Get your own food. Get out of the house. What did I tell you, Jesse? You're not proud of that. So change it. Do a self-assessment. God created you to live a good life. Stop thinking everybody's stealing from you. Everybody's taking your ideas. Realize there's 8 billion people in this world, and there's room for all of us to succeed. If you don't want your friends to do better than you, you need to ask yourself why. Why am I jealous of my friend's success? Why do I want to keep all my secrets and not let anybody know where my t-shirts come from and my transfers come from and where I buy my candle wax? And there are 8 billion people in this world. And what's yours is yours. What God has called you to, he's going to provide for you. What's yours is yours. It's good to ask yourself, why do I struggle in this area? Why am I drawn to compromise, to addictions, to manipulations? I used to be, when I was so broken that I used to always say things. This was in my 20s, and I would say, so and so hit on me today. I was always like trying to make my ex jealous because I didn't feel like he loved me. Like I just was so broken. And I would say things like, so and so hit on me today, or this or that. And I was always, but what that does when you're always acting like other people are trying to hit on you and men are hitting on you, that is not a compliment. Like, you have to ask yourself, why do men feel comfortable coming to me and hitting on me? Why do men feel okay coming to me? Married men. Why do they feel comfortable coming and hitting on me? That ain't a compliment. It ain't a compliment that you're out in these streets. And I began to pray, Lord, whatever I carry, whatever that spirit is on me, seductive spirit or thirsty spirit, I was thirsty. My spirit was connected to their demonic spirits. And I had to pray over myself. This was in my early 20s. But me telling him so-and-so's hitting on me wasn't making him better. Wasn't changing him. A lot of times what we do is we get in relationships with very broken people that break us. And then what we do is we become over here trying to manipulate our way into someone loving us. That ain't gonna work. And I began to say, Lord, help me. Whatever is in me, whatever I am carrying that makes married men feel like they can hit on me. There ain't no married men gonna ever hit on me now. I can guarantee you that. They don't even try. Because I don't carry myself like that. I praise my husband. Everybody knows my husband is my everything. And you know what else? I also praise my husband. So he ain't never got to feel. There ain't no trifling, thirsty woman on this planet that can ever outpraise my husband. You hear me? But I couldn't even do that in my previous relationship because I was so afraid that if he knew it, he would leave me. There was just no God there. It was built on shaky sand. You hear me? So it's good to ask yourself, why do I struggle in this area? Why am I drawn to compromise, to addiction, to manipulation? Why do I rule people in fear? And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Some of y'all need to go to counseling because you are so horrific to your husbands and wives. You break them down. You're miserable. You're horrible. You yell at them. You call them out of name. And then when they start getting pulled away from you because you have ran them off, then you start saying, if you leave me, I'll kill myself. That is witchcraft. You're literally making someone stay in your life that you are treating horribly. Because you're so miserable. You're treating them horribly. And you won't look in that mirror at yourself. And then when that person starts pulling away because you're basically emotionally abusing them with your dysfunction and your brokenness, then you say, if you leave me, I'll kill you. I'll kill me. So then they stay with you because they're afraid if they leave you, you'll kill yourself. Why would you ever want anybody to stay in your life that you've got to manipulate with killing yourself? Stop living that way, y'all. You ain't got to stay with somebody for that. It ain't your problem. This is why you have to pray. You got to get down on your knees and stop praying for everybody else and pray for yourself. It took me laying on my floor, bawling my head off, God, fix me. God, help me get free. I don't want a toxic love. Did it happen overnight? Heck no. Because then y'all know I jumped right back in another relationship, trying to get out of my mama's house. For 8 years, it was hell. Because I didn't really want to get healed. I like the attention being broken got me. I was so afraid of getting healed, y'all. I didn't know what healing looked like. I've been broken for so long. But when I hit rock bottom and found the rock at the bottom, which was Jesus, he changed everything. I got free from y'all. I got free from them. I got free from gossip. I got free from judgment. I got free from why? I repented. I repented and I fell on my face every day. And I got well. That's why I'm not an opportunist. There's not an opportunist bone in my body. If God don't give it to me, I don't want it. If it ain't God, I don't want it. At this point in my life, it's God or it's God. It ain't no other option. I want God in my life, and I know that God is the center of it all. And you can get free today. But here's what you're going to do. You ready? And some of y'all are in relationships with people like this. And you're like, oh my God, she's talking about my relationship. You know what you got to do? You got to start praying and saying, God, I need direction. I need peace. Yeah. It's good to ask yourself, why do I struggle in this area? Why am I drawn to compromise, to addiction, to manipulation? Be aware of the source. Some of the problems you deal with were passed down to you. But they can't stop with you. But they can stop with you. Some of these were passed down to you. Your mama did it. Your aunts are doing it. Your uncle's doing it. But they're going to stop with you. So your kids and your grandkids and your aunts and your nephews, your nieces. Yeah, my husband put a gun to his head years ago and told me that. Yep, been there. I know people walking through it right now. Their spouses are horrible to them. But every single time that person's finally like, I'm done, man. I can't do this no more. I can't live in this no more. Their spouse says, if you leave, I'll kill myself. What? I'm sorry. I'd be like, I'm praying for you, but I ain't staying in this. You're not gonna call me out a name. You're not gonna make my house feel like it's a cutting air every time I walk through it. No. My kids ain't gonna hear. I'm not staying in a marriage because my kids need mom and a daddy. No. I'm not teaching my kids how to be dysfunctional. Y'all, when I was on Preachers of Atlanta and my son was on that show with me, remember? And he said, Mama, all my lullabies growing up with you and Daddy was screaming and yelling. That was the lullabies. What if I would have stayed? We were toxic. Didn't even necessarily mean we were bad people. We just weren't good together. But now my kids get to see their mama healthy. Why? Because I put in the work. That's why I get on here every morning, Monday through Friday, and talk to y'all like this. That's why I'm a truth teller. I think I'm going to change my podcast to Soul Talk with Real Talk Kim. And we're going to get into it. Y'all going to get free on my watch. You ain't going to stay stuck and miserable and depressed and overweight and losing toes and fingers and because of sugar diabetes. No. You ain't going to die to cancer. Not here. No. You might have been married 4 times, but the 5th one's gonna be it. You gonna stay married, okay? No. You ain't gonna be dysfunctional. You ain't gonna be messy around here. Y'all, messy people can't stay with me. You hear me? They get so miserable. They can't stay with me. So it may not be easy, but if you take a step of faith today and put it this way. The ending is now. I'm done being dramatic. I'm done putting up with it. Y'all, when you get to a place where you have faith, you don't yell and scream at people anymore. You're not scared anymore. That's why y'all need to get in my RTK inner circle. Y'all need to get in my RTK inner circle. It is a community. It's a private community. And y'all listen, there's like thousands of me. Because you come in broke sometimes, but you leave in a whole boss. There ain't no drama up in there. If there is, I get it out. It's a safe place to park your heart. You need to invest. It's $20 a month, 60 cents a day. You spend that at freaking dollar store. And I'm going to tell you something else. Some of y'all might be billionaires. But just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean you don't need community. You need a safe place. And then in January, you need to get to my retreat. Dream is my conference. Dream Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Yo, I'm going to be back at my church this Sunday too. I'm not going any more Sundays. I'm going to be at Limitless Church, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. The landmarker is across from Whitewater High School. I preach there every Sunday, 10 and 11:30. It's the greatest church, greatest children's. We have a great fresh start on Wednesday nights where you can get on Zoom and grow in God. We got people from Egypt, a part of Limitless. Y'all, listen. We even had moderators, people that are living in Australia that are serving virtually at Limitless Church. They're a part of Limitless. Like, you gotta have community. And so here's your homework. What's my source? January 13th, January 16th, 17th, and 18th. The tickets are on my website, realtalkkim.com. You also join Inner Circle at realtalkkim.com. Yo, I'm going to be at Her Soul Experience in Atlanta, Georgia this Saturday. Tickets, you go to realtalkkim.com under itinerary. All right? And then I'm going to be in Holt, Michigan the next weekend. But I'm going to be at my church every Sunday. And you can tune in live 10 and 11:30 on my Real Talk Kim YouTube channel. Y'all go subscribe today to my Real Talk Kim YouTube channel. Go subscribe. That way you know every time I post something. And share. Y'all share this today. So be aware of the source. Some of the problems you deal with were passed down to you, but they can stop with you. It may not be easy, but if you take a step of faith to put it to an end, God will give you grace to do it. That may mean letting go of bitterness, getting help with an addiction, or refusing to accept mediocrity in your life. Mediocrity is not your destiny, but you can break the negative cycle. Wasn't this good today? Y'all, this has been a good week. You know what I'm just so grateful for is that God allows me. We've got thousands of people that get on here with us, and I'm so thankful that God uses people with the worst past to create the best futures. And I love the fact that some of you are on the horrible end. Some of you are the one being abused or, emotionally attacked or feeling like maybe you're walking through a divorce because of someone else's bad behavior. And then that person over here looks like they're sailing through life, and you were the one that was good, and you were the one that was faithful, and you're over here feeling like you're struggling. And I'm always going to be giving you hope because your past will never be greater than your future. And so I'm watching. So I get to read your emails. People are getting up after 40 years, 30 years. I had a little 13-year-old email me yesterday. Pastor Kim, you are literally helping me get out of being stuck. I'm not going to become like my mom. I'm changing it. This is why y'all got to get up and do what God's called you to do, because there's people waiting for you. There's 8 billion people in this world. People I can't reach, you're going to reach. Lift up your hands. Lift up your hands. Come on, like this. Come on, lift it up. Lift it up. Say, Lord, come on, repeat after me. Say, Lord, I repent of my sins, and I ask you to search my heart. Come on, say it. Search my heart. Come on, search my heart. God, let me look inward. Let me look inward. Give me honesty, Lord. Let me see the areas in my life that I need to change, because I'm not walking into 2025 this way. Lord, I give you permission to remove relationships out of my life, even if I want to keep them, that are never going to change. God, if I've met this person for 8 years and they haven't even married me yet, and I'm not even important to them anymore, but I'm still hanging on to them, God, help me let go so that you can bring me the right one. Lord, if I'm in this marriage where this person is abusing me, and you see they're never going to change, help me let go. Give me the courage to let go. Now, Lord, I pray in this room and on all of these phones and laptops that, God, you give us confidence, give us peace. I pray confidence back into you. I pray boldness back into you. I pray joy back into you. I pray peace back into you. I pray extreme love in you. And I call in husbands. I call in wives. I call in your spouses. I call them into your life. Right now, all of you singles, come on, some of y'all got to let go of the wrong one so God can bring you the right one. It's going to be fast. God's bringing your spouses into your life fast. They're going to be better than you expected. You're going to be able to identify a counterfeit from a mile away, and you're not going to tolerate it. You're not going to put up with it. Come on, you're going to save yourself. You're going to get yourself in position so God can bring you somebody in your life that is going to be your best friend, that is going to be your escape and not your duty, and you are going to be ready to receive it. Come on, Lord. Come on, do it. Do it, God. Do it, God. Do fast. You're bringing in spouses. It is the spouse season. It is the spouse season, God. You're bringing in spouses, strong men of God, to protect these women. Oh, Lord, and we're going to be so healthy and so strong. And Lord, I pray for our spirits. I pray for marriages, that marriages are strong, that God, you're restoring marriages, that husbands and wives are holding hands. They're coming to know you. They're hungry for you. And Lord, that person that just found you, but their spouse don't want you, God, allow them to keep the peace. Allow them to understand that sometimes it takes a little bit of prayer and good fruit. Let them be a good fruit carrier for their spouse, so their spouse comes to know you. Don't let us break down our spouses that don't know you, God, when they're good people. They just haven't had the hunger yet to find you. But our walk as their spouses will allow them to come to you because of our walk. They'll see the change in us. So Lord, I pray for that person that feels angry because they've come to know Jesus and their spouse don't want you yet. That God, you would begin to give them a hunger, give their spouses a hunger to know you. And let us be gentle with them in the process. And Lord, I pray over people's businesses. I pray over their companies. I pray over their businesses, God, that you would shine a light. Lord, allow my friends to be millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires. I pray all insecurity off of you today. I pray all bitterness and shame and guilt off of you today. You are a champion. You are a warrior. You are valuable. You are called. You are anointed. And as long as you ain't dead, God ain't done. As long as you have a pulse, God's got a plan. Ooh, he's turning those tears into joy. He's turning those tears into joy. He's turning that pain into your pulpit. He's turning those wounds into wisdom. And this is my story, and I'm not ashamed. Lord, thank you for opening doors in my friends' lives that only you can get the credit for. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. So for all of you that just received Jesus, right? All of y'all that have never known Jesus before, say, Jesus, forgive me of my sins. And I ask you to be my Savior. Live in my heart. Make my heart your home. All right? How many of y'all did that? All right? Now you need to go to limitlesschurch.live, which is my church website. And you need to go under events and sign up for a fresh start. And every Wednesday night is a free class where we teach you about Jesus and your power. All right? It's an hour and it's free. You just go into a Zoom. All right? And learn about Jesus. That way you don't keep losing him, or you don't, you know what I'm saying? You realize it's not who your mama says he is. It's who God said. It's your experience with him. It's a relationship, not a religion. All right? So today, it's my story. Do y'all feel good? Now listen, if you're in Atlanta, come see me at Her Soul conference this weekend at Saturday, November 9th. All the details are on my website, realtalkkim.com. And for all of you on the website for my church is limitlesschurch.live. All of this, if you're on Instagram or TikTok, you can just go in the link in my bio under link tree, and you can get on my inner circle there. You can get my masterminds there. You can find out things about my church there. We give you links. I'm in Atlanta. I pastor in Atlanta, Limitless Church. So y'all listen, go to YouTube today and subscribe to Real Talk Kim YouTube channel. All right, that's in my link in my bio too. And go listen to mine and Angelo's new podcast called Kissing Frogs. It's so good. But that's also that YouTube channel is where you'll listen to all my sermons 10 and 11:30 every Sunday. Then we play replays all throughout the day. That's where you'll get tickets to Dream Conference, my personal conference here in Atlanta, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia 30215. I will have virtual tickets for Dream Conference. Y'all, if you want to get information about couples goals, you can still join couples goals. You can go back and watch all the replays or even my micro mentorship. All you have to do is put in couple goals or inner circle, and we will send you the information in your DMs. I got so much stuff. Y'all, I got the greatest masterclass starting in January as well. I love you guys. I'll see you Holtz, Michigan next weekend. All right, on Saturday. It's going to be so good. Kim, what was the sign-up name for the free class? It's called Fresh Start. Fresh Start. Just go to limitlesschurch.live and look for Fresh Start and you can sign up. I'm also doing baptisms at the conference, 16th, 17th, and 18th on the 18th. On that Sunday, y'all can also go get my book in my store, rtkstyle.com. All of y'all gonna go listen to mine and Angelo's podcast today. You can also listen to the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, iHeartRadio, Apple. All right, I'm trying to get my downloads up. I need y'all support. I need all of y'all to go listen to my podcast. Oversaturate my podcast. Go listen to it. I have to start the micro mentorship as I had to pause. Oh, it's okay, Tressa. That's the cool thing about all my classes. You can go back and watch as much as you want. Inner Circle goals need information. So for Inner Circle, you just go to innercircle.realtalkkim.com. My podcast is called the Real Talk Kim Podcast. But on YouTube, just put in Real Talk Kim and it'll come up. So go to Google Play Store, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and just search Real Talk Kim and my podcast will come up. So from Wednesday, you just go to, I will put how to get to Fresh Start in my stories. I also put my Instagram link in my stories today. I also put all the info for the events in my stories. Thank you, sis. All right, y'all go shopping too at RTK Style. Y'all, thank y'all for the badges. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for loving me. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to my staff. I love all you. I love you, Inner Circle. I love you, Masterminds. Yep, Hope, Michigan next week, Sylvia. I'll put the details up today on my profiles. rtkstyle.com. You can also go to Instagram. I've got the Real Talk Kim podcast and subscribe to that page. I also have an RTK Inner Circle Facebook, Instagram page. And then on Facebook, there are private pages. You have to be in the community, RTK Inner Circle. All right? I love y'all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go be awesome today. Go be a world changer today. Tomorrow I'm going to have new hair. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Y'all are important. I love you. Y'all are amazing.